Hi everyone, Lamisha here from LamishaSerf-Walls.com. I wanted to take this moment today to share a little bit of a message and a reminder with you. And it's something that I shared with my Facebook friends over the weekend. That was a really, really powerful message, and it resonated with so many people. And I was reminded of this message and this lesson because I was thinking back over my, business in the last year and realizing what really helped me transform and basically up-level my life and my business and my dreams. And the single most important belief and single most important lesson that I've learned in this last year is this: everything can change in an instant for the better if you believe that it can. Everything can change in an instant if you believe it can. And what I mean by that is, regardless of where you feel lost, regardless of how things have been going in the past 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, however long, regardless of how long you felt stuck, frustrated, confused, broke, right? If you've been stuck in this sort of cycle of, one crappy thing after another, I want to remind you that it can change, and it can change much faster than you think if you believe that it can. Because truly, the only thing that is keeping you stuck where you are is the idea that you're stuck where you are. Let me give you a better example of this. So, I work with a lot of clients on money issues and moving their career forward, and just creating opportunities where they feel like they have none. And the most powerful thing that you can do, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you're struggling with, is to tell yourself and remind yourself that your circumstances can and will change instantly. And I want you to imagine the moment or the amount of time that it takes for your bank account to change from a negative balance to a positive balance. It happens literally in seconds. The amount of time it takes for someone to pick up the phone and call you to offer you a job, it happens within seconds. The amount of time it takes for you to go from not having a home to finding a home, minutes. All of these things happen instantly. But what keeps us stuck is we want to describe the story. We want to talk about how long we've been stuck, how much our account is in the negative, how long it's been in the negative. And it's always negative. And it always takes us a long time to do X, Y, or Z, or that there are never any opportunities for us, right? But what happens when you stop telling that story? What happens when you stop feeding into and arguing for your limitations, as Abraham Hicks says, right? What happens when you say, this is where it is at this second, but it can all change instantly? I could go from no money to ample money, and as long as it takes to pull lottery numbers, if that's the way it happens. You can go from 0 clients to 50 clients instantly, but you can't do it if you don't believe it can happen. So today I'm going to invite you to think about one area of your life that you feel stuck, that you feel confused. Maybe it is your finances. Maybe it's you don't know how this bill is going to be paid. Maybe it's you're in business and you don't know where your client's going to come from, or you don't know where this opportunity is going to come from, or you don't know how this next job opportunity is going to come to you. And I want you to think about that for a moment. And even though you don't know how it will change, remember, that's not your job. You don't have to know how it's going to change. You don't have to know who's going to come in and offer you the position. You don't have to know who's going to come in and deposit money into your account, or who's going to buy your artwork, or who's going to sign up to be a client with you. You don't have to know that. That's not your job. Your job is just to believe that it can happen. And when you trust and believe that your circumstances, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, can change in an instant for the better, they do. Honestly, they do. And I'm going to give you a very real example. A couple of months back, when I was having this realization in my own life, and I was really implementing it, and I was really reminding myself on a daily basis that regardless of where my circumstances were in that moment, that it could all change for the better, that I could wake up with 20 new clients if I wanted to, that it was totally possible, right? As I was going through this phase, I offered some free coaching sessions, and I had a conversation with a woman who was struggling financially. She was going through a divorce. She was struggling, with her mindset. She didn't have any money. She was struggling with custody battle issues. She was struggling with paying her bills. She didn't know how she was going to pay her bills. And so we had a conversation, and we started talking about this whole idea of things changing in an instant. And she told me how many jobs she had applied for, and how every time she'd applied for a job, no one called her back. No one called her back. She would fill out applications. She wouldn't hear anything for weeks. And then she would find out that she didn't get the job. And I said, well, what if it could all change? What if your next application could be picked up immediately? How much time would it take you to go from not having a job to having a job? From not having opportunities to having an opportunity? And so it took her a little bit to get her mind around it, but she thought, okay, yeah, I'll believe this. Within a week after our conversation, she reached out to me and she said, you know what? After that conversation, I thought you were right. I let go and I said, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it can all change for me instantly. In that time, she had put in an application the next day, got a call for an interview that same day, the same day she turned in her application, and emailed me a week later and told me she got the job. And this was after she had been searching and looking and pushing and forcing and trying to make it happen while still telling the same story that she just couldn't find a job. So within 24 hours, less than 24 hours from the time that she applied, she had an interview, where previously she couldn't even get an interview after weeks of applying at different places. So I tell you that story to illustrate the very concept that I'm talking about, which is everything that you want, everything that you desire, everything that you need, any of your dreams, anything that you need at this moment in time can be yours in an instant when you believe that it's possible. So I want you to think about that today. I want you to move forward and don't let any obstacle, don't let any question that you don't have an answer to, don't let any circumstance where you feel stuck, don't let anything that's going on in your life make you think that you're stuck or that you have to be stuck in the same place. I want you to remind yourself that it can change in an instant, even if you don't know how. It can change in an instant for the better. And then I want you to respond to this post, and I want you to post a comment below and tell me what happens in the next week or so. I guarantee you will see opportunities that you did not see before. It can all change in an instant, my friends. It's all about the power of the mind. So that's my message for you today. I hope that it is helpful. If you're lost, if you're stuck, if you're frustrated, if you need support, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to help you make these same miracles and magic happen in your life. It's one of the things that I love to do. So check out the link below. You can post your comments and you can schedule a consultation if that works for you. But believe that it can all shift and change in an instant, and I guarantee that it will. All right, have a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.